All right, guys. In this video, we're going to attempt to tackle a fairly complicated topic. And this is example 15. And the reason being is that if I wanted you to graph these by hand without a calculator, this could take 2 weeks to teach you how to do this. But I think as I reflect on this, that the point of this is to make sure that you understand how to use Desmos to do some of this graphing for you. Because I think the overall point of this is to see what a function looks like. So on the board, you have an absolute value function, and we'll look at absolute value functions and quadratic functions later in this course. That's not for right now to do this. But I want to get you guys what you need to know for using Desmos to do this. And so we'll start off with y equals, oh, let's pick a different color. I was using red last. Let's pick blue. So y equals the absolute value of x minus 4 minus 1. So the general shape that we're looking for with an absolute value, for a positive absolute value, which I can tell that this is a positive absolute value because I don't see a negative sign out here, so I assume it's a positive. So a positive absolute value is going to look sort of like that, while a negative absolute value is going to look like that. But I want to see what it looks like on Desmos so I can be sure of what to do. So I've got the absolute value of x minus 4 minus 1, and I'll come back to that a little bit. But the window is basically set up right. It's not perfect. It goes out to 10 and up to 8 or something like that. But when I look at the window that I have to graph on, it's basically up to 6 down to -6 and so forth. Okay, so let's put in the absolute value of x minus 4 minus 1. Okay, so in order to use the graphing calculator, you need this little keyboard right here. So we're going to show the keyboard. And then absolute value, I'm going to hide this for just a second. The absolute value is over here on the left-hand side, and that puts in the absolute value bar. And then we have x right up here. So that's our general shape, minus 4. And we can see that it moved it over to the right. And then I need to move the cursor outside of the absolute value bar. And then I think was it minus 1 or plus 1? Minus 1. So we'll have minus 1. We can see that it shifts it down. This vertex is what I really care about, is at 4, -1. So let's come back to our graph and find 4, -1. And then we'll look and see how it changes. So the intercept, the x-intercept is 5, 0. So we'll come back over here. We'll put a dot at 5, 0. And then we're going to go after the y-intercept, and that is 0, 3. So we'll come back over here and we'll put a dot at 0, 3. And then we're going to connect the dots down to the vertex, and then we're going to go up from there. So that's going to be what it'll look like. But I think, again, the major point of this is to see that it is a function. It passes the vertical line test, and so this is a function. So, guys, I'm going to do a second video for part B. But if you have any questions, please think of those and let me know.